Hi, Chris Belfer here with another video, and today's topic is toxic relationships or just toxic, people and in a relationship. And if you want to watch this video for me to sympathize with you and to continue to keep you a victim, then you might want to just stop the video here. But my job is really just to empower you and to make you see something different and maybe give you a tool or two to help you work through these things of having or being in a toxic relationship. And it's really, a term I feel just thrown out a lot out there these days. It's like, oh, he was a toxic man, a toxic woman. I was in a toxic relationship, or he's a narcissist, or she had these narcissists, and really, that's really disempowering. And certainly that might be the behavior, or you feel that was their behavior at least at the end, but that's not how it started, right? So in the beginning, yeah, it was like that honeymoon stage where you're, having sex everywhere and you're having fun and you're going to places and doing things and everything was great. So what changed? It's easy now to say, well, oh, it's them, and put all the responsibility or blame onto them, but that really leaves you in a space of really just very disempowering. And so people typically do things in this, and after a breakdown of a relationship, is that they instantly get into another relationship. They just take some time to, quote unquote, heal, and all they're doing is just taking time. Or the third one is really just start to look at themselves and what they did in that relationship to create this breakdown. Why did that person turn into a narcissist or become toxic? What was your role in that? Not that you're responsible for what they did, but there was a part of you that, what was your part in that situation that might have been part of why that person came out. And the only reason why I tell people this is really just to, because you're the common denominator in your relationship. And what's going to happen is that a lot of people just, whether you just kind of take time to heal or, instantly jump into another relationship, all you're going to end up doing is finding another person that's going to end up being the same way or the same result. You're looking outside for, happiness, for validation, for comfort, or to fill that gap of loneliness. And you're not really fully engaged in healing what really went on to create this, breakdown in your relationship. And so it's important to now go inside. What is going on the inside? What was your creation that created this space to allow for this to occur? And that's a more empowering place to come from, because putting all that's onto them is really just like, oh, it's them. It's really disempowering, because you looking outside, it's no different than someone like, oh, car is going to bring me happiness. A new boat is going to bring me happiness. A better job, or more money, or a blonde instead of a brunette. Another child is going to make me happy. And you're going to just keep chasing happiness outside of yourself. But true happiness really comes from within. And that's really the idea of what we're going to, what I'm stressing in this case. And so when we do hold these things that are, created, and which I talked about in several videos, is really just, this blockage is really just your body, something happened that created this time where you're just holding on to this situation from a past hurt, whether that was, abandonment or rejection, or, some kind of pain of some sort. And it's unresolved. And so the universe, God, or however you want to name that, is just going to keep showing that up to say, okay, let's work through this. And if it's incomplete, it just keeps bouncing off, and it's your ego will then fire, create a, whether you build a border, because if you get triggered or something happens, all you do is start building a wall between you and your relationship, and that wall gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then this distance grows between you, and then it's like, I love you, but I don't love you. And that's what happens, or you find comfort in another person. And or all of a sudden the relationships gets toxic or more abusive, or however it ended. And it's really just noticing that. And maybe they were at the beginning a little more abusive, and you still move forward because there was a lot of red flags. And a lot of times I hear people thinking that they're going to change that partner by, oh, maybe once we get married he'll change, once we have children she's going to be different. And that's not the case, right? And so what happens is really just these these incomplete stories that you're incomplete feelings that you're having or not expressed is, you know, is what's you're moving forward. And because you might be feeling lonely or, you know, feeling unhappy, and you're looking for that other person to fill what's missing within you. So really what we want to do is really, or what I do with people is start to work through really what they're feeling on inside, whether it is anger, resentment, you know, maybe is a fear of some sort. And bringing that into your body, having people notice where it's starting in your body, because that's where it's really stored. And, you know, we discussed that in a previous video, which, you know, I'll put somewhere up above so you can check in on how that happens. And if you'd love to learn more about, you know, how to take responsibility for yourself and your life and move forward in this world and start to get rid of these, you know, old patterns that you're experiencing of, you know, beliefs that you may have in regards to relationships or people, give me a shout, drop me a line, and comment. I would love a comment on the video. Like it if you found it helpful, and I'll leave my calendar below with my email. You can, you know, check me out, and I would love to talk to you soon. Take care. Have a wonderful day.